In 2006, Dario Amodei watched his father die. Not from some incurable disease. From a disease where survival rates jumped from 50% to 95%, just a few years after his father was gone. That timing destroyed him. He was a physics prodigy, Princeton PhD, Stanford researcher, and none of it mattered. He couldn't save his own father because medicine was too slow. Because humans were too slow. So, he made a decision that would eventually put him at the center of the most dangerous technology ever created. He abandoned physics. He abandoned biology. And he bet everything on one idea. What if we could build something smarter than us that actually wanted to help? 18 years later, that bet turned into a $350 billion company, a competition with Sam Altman, and an AI that millions of people now trust more than other. But here's what no one talks about. Was the moment OpenAI begged him to come back. This is the story of the quietest revolution in AI history. Yes, this is the story of Anthropic and Claude AI. And it starts with two siblings who walked away from OpenAI at the exact peak of its power. The Amodei siblings, who are they really? Dario Amodei was born in 1983 in San Francisco to Italian-American parents. His mom was a psychiatrist, his dad an engineer, the kind of household where dinner conversations were about science and ethics in the same breath. Dario was a physics prodigy. He got his bachelor's at Caltech, PhD in biophysics at Princeton, then a postdoc at Stanford Medical School studying how proteins fold, literally trying to predict the shape of life itself. In 2006, his father passed away from a disease where survival went from 50% to 95% just a few years later. That's why he switched from theoretical physics to biology, and then to AI. Biology's complexity felt beyond human scale. AI looked like the only tool that could accelerate discovery enough to matter. Summer 2009, linked language. Two of his friends started that out. He was the first employee back then. Could have gone to big TCH and probably learned cleaner code. This felt like wolves who must hunt or starve. Then he joined Mopub as literally the first engineer. He still wanted to be a wolf, but honestly, he was very poor at coding back then. He felt like he was meant for more, but had no idea how. Winter 2012, his smartest college friend pitches him. Let's do a YC company. They called it Solid Stage. Then he left YC and joined Grouper, then random Grouper obsession later became his connection to OpenAI. So, he left Grouper on June 2014 and joined OpenAI a year later. Before he was a founder, he was a hired gun. He worked at Baidu, then joined Google Bra. Then there is Daniela Amodei. While Dario was the technical architect, Daniela was the organizational architect. Amodei studied English literature at the University of California, Santa Cruz, then joined fintech unicorn Stripe in 2013 as a founding recruiter. She's quieter than Dario, but insiders say she's the spine of Anthropic. Where Dario is the visionary scientist, Daniela is the one who can walk into a room with regulators and make them trust the great OpenAI Schism. In 2016, both siblings joined OpenAI, the hot new nonprofit that promised to save humanity. Dario became VP of Research. Daniela ran safety and policy. Together they helped build GPT-2 and GPT-3. They were there when OpenAI discovered scaling laws. 2019 and 2020 were the turning points. OpenAI needed money. Massive amounts of computing power required billions of dollars. To survive, OpenAI transitioned from a pure nonprofit to a cap profit entity and took a massive $1 billion investment from Microsoft. For the Amodeis and a group of core researchers, this was the red line. They feared that commercial incentives from Microsoft would prioritize shipping products over safety protocols. They were worried about something called the alignment problem. The alignment problem is simple. If you tell a superintelligent AI to cure cancer, and it calculates the best way to do that is to kill all humans, it has technically solved the problem, but failed the alignment. Dario wanted to solve this before the AI got super intelligent. So, in early 2021, the split happened. It was a tech industry divorce. Dario, Daniela, and about 7 top researchers, including the lead engineer of GPT-3, Tom Brown, walked out. They didn't make a scene. No tweets. No Substack essays. Dario replied to the question why he left OpenAI like that. Basically, after working on GPT-2 and GPT-3 at OpenAI, a group of us started to believe really strongly in 2 things. First, we felt that these models would just keep getting better if you kept giving them more computing power, way more than most people thought at the time. And second, we realized that simply making the models bigger wasn't enough. You also had to focus on alignment and safety, actually teaching the models what values and behaviors they should follow. A small group of us shared those beliefs, trusted each other, and wanted to focus on those ideas more directly. So, we decided to leave OpenAI and start our own company, Anthropic, to work on that vision. The breaking point and birth of Anthropic. In February 2021, literally 1 month after leaving, they founded Anthropic. The name means human-centered. Anthropic, a new AI research startup with an unusual mandate. Anthropic was established as a public benefit corporation, legally bound to consider the benefits to society, not just profits. Dario took the helm as CEO, with Daniela as president. They were joined by 5 other brilliant co-founders, all fellow OpenAI alumni. Their pitch to investors was brutally simple. We are ex-OpenAI leadership. We discovered scaling laws. We know exactly how to build AGI. And we are the only team that actually cares if it kills everyone. They raised $124 million in a Series A led by Dario's old friend John Tallon, Skype co-founder and existential risk philanthropist. Then $580 million in 2022 led by Sam Bankman-Fried. Yes, that one. The money was returned after FTX collapsed. From day one they did everything differently. Public benefit corporation structure, legally obligated to consider humanity, not just shareholders. Responsible scaling policy, they literally won't train a model if they can't prove it's safe. A 100-page constitution for their AI, we'll get to that. They stayed in stealth for almost 2 years. No product, no tweets, just research. Investors showed strong interest, with Google investing $300 million in late 2022 for a roughly 10% stake in Anthropic, valuing the company around $5 billion within 2 years of its founding. Anthropic's approach to safety was cautious. Dario Amodei delayed the public release of Claude by about 6 months despite having a ready version in mid-2022. This decision was motivated by safety concerns and hesitation to initiate a rapid competitive race in AI deployment, which was unusual in the fast-paced tech industry. The birth of Claude, March 2023. In March 2023, Anthropic finally dropped their first product, Claude. Named after Claude Shannon, the father of information theory, because, in Dario's words, he was helpful, harmless, and honest, exactly what we want our AI to be. The big innovation wasn't raw intelligence. It was constitutional AI. Constitutional AI and the philosophy. Before we look at the products, we have to look at the how. Why does Claude feel different than ChatGPT? It comes down to how they are parented. ChatGPT is trained largely using a method called RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback. This means many people look at the model's answers and decide which ones are better. The model is then trained to copy what most of those people liked. But this can be unclear, because the model ends up following the average of what thousands of people said, and it can't easily explain why it gave a certain answer. Humans rate the AI's answers, and the AI learns to please the humans. Anthropic saw a flaw in this. If the humans have biases, the AI learns them. If the human wants a dangerous answer, the AI might try to please them. Anthropic invented constitutional AI. Instead of just copying human ratings, the model is trained to follow a clear set of written rules or principles. Because these rules are explicit, it's easier to understand why the model behaves the way it does, and it becomes easier to guide and make the model safer. During training, the AI critiques itself. It looks at its own answer and asks, "Does this violate the Constitution?" If yes, it rewrites it. It is essentially an AI with a conscience written into its code. This was the secret sauce that made Claude. Claude. People hated it at first. Then they fell in love with it. There were no headlines calling it the fastest growing app in history. But quietly Anthropic's AI began gaining ground. By end 2023, just months after its launch, Claude was already pulling in $100 million in annualized revenue. November 2023, and then something unexpected happened. In one striking episode, OpenAI's board of directors suddenly ousted CEO Sam Altman, triggering a crisis in the AI community. Amid the chaos, that board reportedly approached Dario Amodei to see if he would return to lead OpenAI, and even explore a merger of OpenAI with Anthropic. It was a surreal turn. The same organization Dario had left was now effectively asking him to come back and take charge. But Dario firmly declined both offers. The rise of Claude. Now, let's talk about the models. Claude 1 and Claude Instant. On March 14, 2023, quietly, they released Claude 1.0. It wasn't flashy. It didn't have internet access at the time. But users immediately noticed something. They also released Claude Instant, a cheaper, faster version. March 29, Claude 1.3. They were roughly GPT 3.5 level, but noticeably safer and better at long document. July 2023, Claude 2.0. Claude 2.0 with a 100K token context window, matching GPT-4's scale. Claude 2.1, November 2023. Expanded context to 200K tokens and cut hallucinations by 50%. Claude 3 family, March 2024. Faster, cheaper, e.g. Sonnet, Opus, that matched or beat GPT-4 on reasoning, coding, and science. Opus topped MSYS Arena and had strong safety metrics. Claude 3.5 Sonnet, June 2024. Mid-size model briefly ranked number 1. Added multimodal features and artifacts. Hit 92% on human eval. Claude 3.5 Haiku, October 2024. Fastest reasoning model, outperformed Opus while being far cheaper and faster. Claude 3.7 Sonnet, December 2024. Improved long-form reasoning, coding, and math, increased competition with GPT-4o. Claude 4 family, May 2025. Opus 4 and Sonnet 4. Claude Opus 4.1, August 2025. Better agentic behavior, real-world coding, and instruction following, released via API. Claude Haiku 4.5, October 2025. Small, fast, low-cost model for real-time assistant and support tasks, priced at $1 million / $5M per token. Claude Sonnet 4.5, released by Anthropic on September 29, 2025, is considered one of the company's most advanced models to date. It emphasizes coding, complex agent workflows, and reliability in autonomous tasks. Anthropic's newest flagship model, Claude Opus 4.5, was launched recently on November 24, 2025. It is Anthropic's most powerful AI model to date, specifically designed as a hybrid reasoning model excelling in coding, agentic workflows, complex computer use tasks, and everyday productivity such as research, spreadsheet management, and slide creation. Opus 4.5 is notable for its coding efficiency, scoring 80.9% on the SW Bench Verified Coding Benchmark, higher than top competitors like GPT 5.1 Codex Max and Gemini 3 Pro. How Claude Code started? Claude Code began as a small internal tool at Anthropic. One of their engineers, Boris, built it just for himself and other Anthropic engineers to use inside the company. It was a quick hack to help them code faster, nothing fancy, and definitely not meant for the outside world at first. Claude Code originated as a prototype by Boris Cherny when he joined Anthropic in September 2024. Initially, it was a simple command line tool using the Claude 3.6 model that could interact with the computer but had limited functionality. The idea started from a tool that declared what music an engineer was listening to while working, which quickly spread internally. By November 2024, a dog-fooding-ready version was released within the company, rapidly gaining adoption among the engineering team. Claude Code was made generally available in May 2025 and has since seen explosive growth in usage and revenue, becoming a major tool in AI-assisted coding. Before that, their whole plan was to focus 100% on making the best API possible. But then Claude Code turned out to be better than most of the other coding agents on the market. Anthropic's rise and current standing. As of today, November 2025, Anthropic's latest valuation is estimated to be around $350 billion, following investments from Microsoft and Nvidia. The company was previously valued at $183 billion in September 2025. As of November 2025, Claude by Anthropic has 19 million monthly active users worldwide, with about 2.9 million monthly active users on the app specifically. The highest, most recent reported figure is 30 million monthly active users globally in Q2 2025, which includes both the direct web/app interface. Monthly website visits to 16.7 million. Today, Dario Amodei stands as a leading figure in the global conversation about AI's future. In 2025, Time magazine named Dario and Daniela among the 100 most influential people in AI, recognizing not just their technical contributions, but their moral leadership. Anthropic, once a small rebel band, is now considered one of the big four lab players in advanced AI. Majority of revenue is API, but the fast-growing consumer/pro app side, max tier, Claude Code, is catching up. Dario's view on existential risk from AI. Anthropic has some 60 research teams trying to identify those unknown threats and build safeguards to mitigate them. They also study how customers are putting Claude to work. Anthropic was founded with a strong focus on AI safety. The speaker says that existential risks from AI, like the ones Jeff Hinton and Sam Altman talk about, are real, but not something happening right now. They break risks into 3 time frames. Short term, current issues like bias and misinformation. Medium term, as models become better at science and engineering, they could help people do harmful things, e.g., create dangerous biological threats. Long term, when future AI systems gain agency, meaning they can take actions on their own, not just generate text, we may need to worry about them becoming too autonomous or hard to control. That's where existential risks come in. Dario says we shouldn't panic, because these risks aren't immediate, but we should stay aware as AI keeps rapidly advancing. Dario said that I get very angry when people call me a doomer. My father died because cures that could have saved him arrived just a few years too late. I understand the benefits of powerful technology better than when people say, Dario just wants to control the industry, or he thinks he's the only one who can build this safely. That's an outrageous lie. I've never said anything remotely like that. He also said AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and spike unemployment to 10 to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. Because AI models are now getting much stronger, very fast. If we don't pay attention to this problem, this could be our future. Half of entry-level white-collar jobs, like consultants, lawyers, and finance workers, do tasks that AI can already do well. Without action, many jobs could be lost quickly. Due to this, big problems, like dangers to country's safety, the economy, and even the future of humanity, are not far away anymore. They are starting right now. We have been warning about these risks for years, but today it feels much more urgent. We believe we have a responsibility to tell the world about the possible bad outcomes, even if we're not 100% sure they will happen. At the same time, we think we can explain the good things AI can do better than many people who only want to make AI faster no matter what. Is Dario optimist or a pessimist about where AI is going? His answer: yeah, a little bit of a mix. My guess is that things will go really well. But I think there's a risk. Maybe 10% or 20% that, this will go wrong. And it's incumbent on us to make sure that doesn't happen. He believes it will reach that level, that it will be smarter than most or all humans in most or all ways. I don't think we can predict everything for sure. Advice to a younger version of himself. If you were a younger version of yourself today, wanting to be part of the AI revolution, the main advice would be to take more risks and focus on working on things that truly excite you, things that your friends would admire, and that your future self would be proud of. Instead of chasing titles, degrees, or jobs at big companies just because they seem impressive, focus on your own passions and meaningful projects. The important part is to develop real skills and experience that show your creativity, leadership, and ability to adapt. For college students feeling uncertain about whether to stay in school or what jobs will be available, the key is to not worry too much about traditional credentials. Instead, work on real-world experiences and learn how to learn continuously, especially about AI and technology. Many experts say success will come from being adaptable, curious, and able to work with AI tools thoughtfully rather than just having a degree. Focus on what you enjoy and challenge yourself with projects that help you grow. So, Anthropic won. They have the best models, the best safety reputation, and the love of the developer community. But remember why they started? They started to escape the influence of big tech. From the Amodei siblings leaving OpenAI, to the invention of constitutional AI, to the dominance of Claude, they have proven that you don't always have to move fast and break things. Sometimes, you can move thoughtfully and build something better. Whether Claude remains the good AI or just becomes another product in the big tech portfolio is a story that is still being written. But for now, the adults in the room are winning. If you use Claude, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer it or ChatGPT? And why? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the AI wars. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.